Welcome back once again to New England Skilled Trades. We're going to start off with a little beginning or refresher class on NFPA 54's gas charts. I'm going to start off slow so it's a little easier to learn, or if you just need to refresh yourself, this should be probably enough information for you. It'll ring a bell. It'll all come back to you. We'll keep these classes kind of short so you can learn and go back and forth and get better at it. Then we'll have some videos where you can we'll test you. You can pause and see how well you do, and you can go back and forth. All right. Well, let's go. We got the longest length method is what we're going to use today. It's the easiest sizing method. I think that's agreed by most. That's probably the most popular amongst gas installers. It's something you can do out in the field, on the job. It's well described in the NFPA books. There's good written examples in the book, so a lot of knowledge out there on it. You'll see it's not so bad. Right, this is a typical chart that you'll see. It's one of many in the NFPA 54 books. This is a common one you'll see because of the inlet pressure. It's less than 2 psi. Your average home nowadays in New England, I think they run around half a pound. Pretty much everywhere. Even if they're high pressure out of the house, they usually kick down by a regulator at the meter. Again, as with the chimney charts, if you're doing this for testing purposes, you need to double and triple check. You should double and triple check your information if you're doing the work also. You don't want to size it wrong. But on a test, these little things like gas, natural, inlet pressure, pressure drop, specific gravity, you could just change the specific gravity or any of these. They might label it on the diagram, and if you're not careful and make sure your diagram matches your table that you're using, you can end up with the wrong size, even though you're essentially doing all the other steps correct. All right, so here we have pipe size in inches. These are the pipe sizes. Here you have the length in feet. So we're doing the longest length method. So when we get to the drawing, I'll show you. What you have to do is you got to measure out all your pipe and find the furthest distance from the meter to your furthest gas appliance being fed by that meter. And once you find that length, that's the column you stay in the whole time, all the way across this way. So say it's 300 feet. Draw an imaginary line all the way underneath. And that's what you can use. You can use that. Hypothetically use that 300-foot column, and wherever you are on the gas piping drawing, how many BTUs are on that piece of pipe you're looking at. You'll find the BTUs here, and then you'll know your pipe size. Keep in mind these are in cubic feet of gas per hour. If you multiply your cubic feet of gas per hour by 1,000, you'll have BTUs. All right, so see that 92 right there? That's 92,000. That 44, that's not 44 BTUs, that's 44,000 BTUs. I just want to clarify that if you didn't know. Now let's take a look at the drawing. All right, I did some of the math for you already. Not a big deal. So see here, this is fairly typical. I left the some of the specs off of it, like this gravity drop, inlet pressure, and all that, just so I could have a generic drawing. But typically, they'll list all that for testing purposes. They'll list all that, and you'll have to just make sure you match it to the right table. And if you're in somebody's house and you're working on a piece of equipment, you're in you got to know what the gas supply is giving you It'll typically be half a pound. You'll know if you're out in the field. If you're at that point, you should already be up to date on all that, up to speed anyways. So anyways, this is what they do. And this is fairly practical because sometimes your stuff seems real close, especially when you're in a basement and you're looking at ceilings. But once you measure it out, you find out something that looks closer than it is isn't. So we have it all measured out. 8, 9, and 9 gives you 26. 8, 9, 5, and 5 gives you 27. So let's go back real quick. So 27 feet. You get around 27 to 30. So now we're going to be in this column all the way. All the way. Alright. 30-foot column. It goes horizontally across. Fold a piece of paper and, keep your eyes on it that way. A little easier when you're doing it practically. If you have a copy of this and you're following along, make it easy for you. So we're going to be in a 30-foot column. So you want to know what to, this is 30,000 BTUs, these two lengths right here, right? These two lengths aren't conveying the gas volume for this boiler. They're conveying just for the water heater. So we need to find 30,000 BTUs on the 30-foot chart because we're rounding up from 27, remember? 30,000 BTUs. Right away, 95. We'll get 95,000 BTUs off a half inch. So, good to go. Half inch it is. This water heater pipe, half inch. That's typically what you see out there anyways, right? Alright, 100,000 BTU boiler. 100,000 in the 30-foot chart because we rounded up from 27. 27 to 30. 100,000 BTUs. Half inch it, ain't gonna cut it. Next we have 3/4, perfect. Beautiful. 3/4, 100,000 BTU boiler. That sounds about right also, huh? Now, this pipe here, this horizontal 9-foot piece, is gonna have 100,000 and 30,000. So that gives us 130,000 BTUs. So now we have to find 130,000 BTUs under the 30-foot column. And that is also 3/4. So all of this will be 3/4, 3/4, and then you can do a 3/4 by half by 3/4 T here. And you're all done. So I hope that helped you out. We'll be doing more of those. That's a good one to, break the ice with. Remember, subscribe and tell a friend. Visit us on LinkedIn. Contact us at justeatedvideos@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, stuff I missed, stuff you want to hear, anything. All right. I appreciate it.